There's absolutely nothing worse than bombing a drive down the fairway, hitting a good shot and just missing a green, then shanking a chip. But how do you stop it? Let's do it.
Ooh. Let's do it now.
You've thrown me there. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. Guys, first things first, welcome back to another episode of Short Game Saturdays. How are we doing?
Very good.
Did you forget where you were for a minute there?
Yeah, head's a shed.
Head's a shed. Chris, shanking around the greens. This is going to be a really quick video for people, and it's something which I've struggled with in the past, you've probably struggled with in the past. Every golfer has gone up there, tried to play a shot, and it's just gone that way. How do we stop it?
So we're going to go through three different things here. So we're going to point out two obvious faults that we normally see and why it occurs, and then we're going to give you a drill at the end to obviously try and give you something to practice so you can help fix that. So James,
I'll start, and to be honest guys, I know people who've given up the game because of this, so it's quite I want to really kind of help people with this video. So the first thing I see, and it depends entirely on the shot that you're going to play, so say if we're going to play this shot now, Chris, I'll step in and now you want to open the face up a little bit for this shot. You want to use the bounce through the rough, you want to use the loft. So people generally open the face up, as you can see here close up, but then rather than releasing the face, they'll drive the hosel at it, and there's the shot in question. You weren't safe there, by the way, but I didn't want to warn you too much. So what we're going to do there, and it's the same scenario, the ball's sat down in the rough, the face is nice and open, we're going to move the ball forward in the stance and then release the club on the way through, let it rotate, and that way you use the loft nicely, and that's really the worst shot you're going to play because you're presenting the loft to the ball and the bounce to the ground. Correct. That's the first point.
So a good point there by James, because one of the biggest things that I see is people start to have the ball position back because they've got no confidence. They think that's where they're going to find a good contact. They then open it up for a flop shot, but obviously that club is still working down, so obviously the hosel is still leading. If we have that ball position forwards, obviously that club is releasing as we rotate, and it's then going to square up as we come into impact. So ball position obviously is key, don't have it back, and then from there, like James said, rotate through and let that club head release.
It almost gives you that extra little bit of time to release the club through, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we don't have to obviously be aggressive, we can just let that club head fall back onto the ball and the ball will pop up.
Can I just say that we hit the green as well with that shank, just so people know?
Green in reg.
Right Chris, so what's another point that you see people generally shank it around the greens, and can you hit as good a shank as what I hit there?
I'll certainly try. So the second biggest thing that I see from amateurs is because they're trying to put a lot of speed in normally to play a flop shot, start to lose balance and start to fall towards the ball. So instead of being in a posture here, as they come down, everything moves forwards and drives towards the ball, which then encourages obviously the hosel to lead. So again, if I can do a better shank than James.
Oh, wonderful. Even missed the green. So a great drill for that actually, and if someone's practicing with you or you've got your coach with you, that's great. But all we're going to do is hold something behind them here. You can use an alignment stick, you can use anything, about an inch behind, and just let Chris move into this grip. Excellent, and I nearly lost my teeth then. But you can see how rotating the hips gives you a better strike than sliding into it or even moving into the ball.
Yeah, so use your golf bag, use an alignment stick if you're down obviously on the chipping green, stick that in the ground and try and keep the pressure throughout the motion on the alignment stick. If you fall forwards, you'll see that obviously you've gone off there, and that's why you might see some shanks. So
that was a good one as well.
That's one drill that you could use. So obviously you could use the alignment stick. We're going to show you another drill now which gives you some feedback and shows if you're obviously somebody who might shank it. So here's a drill we're going to use. So get a club on the outside or an alignment stick again. If you're somebody who you think obviously moves towards, I don't want to be blamed for you hitting your club over and over again. So grab an alignment stick, put that out there, because if you catch it, it doesn't matter if you hit an alignment stick. But we're going to make sure here on the way through, again we can keep that nice and open, and then from there we need to make sure we rotate through. Again, finish. My weight's back into the heel and I'm nowhere near hitting the club. If you're somebody who starts to move forwards on the way through, you'll start to catch the shaft or the alignment stick and it'll start to give you some feedback. So from there obviously you can start to think a little bit more weight in the heels, get that alignment stick in behind and really start to rotate and let that club release. The more we can get away from that dragging motion, we can get rid of the dreaded shank.
So guys, there's three fantastic points to help you never shank a pitch or chip shot again. It's the most frustrating thing in the world.
Yeah.
It really is, and
Pretty much.
I know people who say you can't even say the word. They won't watch this video because they don't want to hear you say the word. It's almost like a mythical word, isn't it? The word that shall not be mentioned.
We'll have to title it something else.
Yeah, we'll have to title it something else. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that's helped you. If you do shank it and shank it and shank it, it's not something in your head, it's something in the technique. It's always the technique.
Yep.
Do not let it psychologically ruin your game.
Yeah, figure out what's going wrong. If you have a lesson, again, start to get some feedback, but you can get that yourself by those 2 drills.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. That was another episode of Short Game Saturdays. Really hope you've enjoyed it, hope it's helped you, and I hope if you are struggling with the shanks, that will get rid of them. I've been James Robinson. I've never said that before in a video ever.
He has been James Robinson, and I've been Chris Dennis. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.
I'll see you tomorrow. Wonderful.
You've been James Robinson.